All right, so let's play around a little bit with what this guy looks like. We'll take a look at it in 3D for right now. So we've got all this funkiness going on at the edges and stuff like that. I think probably the easiest way to deal with that in this case, let's turn on the section box and kind of pull it in, right? And that until it gets rid of that stuff, right? So this section box just sections the entire thing, and you can just kind of nudge it in until it, starts clipping that guy, and nudge it in as far as you would like, on either side. There's this little guy over here that's starting to, that's a little weird, and then there's this kind of big one over here. I don't know. I have to say I'm not like overly super impressed. Yeah, there's just a little bit left right there. Right there we go. Maybe get a little bit back. There we go. And so once you have that, at least it looks a little nicer, in terms of that. So you can always take this guy and VH it. You will have to turn it back on to get it to move it, but that looks a little better. The next thing I want to do is deal with like the contour spacing. So it's a little weird. So if I pick this, I can edit the type, right? And if I go in, I can adjust the contour display right here. So if I click on that, it will give me where they're starting and stopping in their intervals. So for example, if I wanted this to be 10 feet, the major interval, and this to be 2 feet, the secondary contours. And right now you can see the contours are stopping at 100 feet, at a negative 100 feet. And so we'll take it to negative 200 feet, right? And click OK. Click OK. So now we've kind of got that working, right? So it's a little cleaner. And if we go to the site plan and set this guy to hidden line, you can kind of see those guys. If you want to, you can always go to the object styles and reset them to say different colors. So if I go to my manage tab and go to my object styles, you can scroll down to your Toposolids. And if you expand them, you'll see the primary and secondary contours. So if I go to the secondary contours, I can make those gray, right? So now we have primary contours in black and secondary contours in gray, So however you want to do that. If I go back to my 3D view, right, you sort of comes through. The Toposolids, man, they are very jagged, right? I mean, nobody is going to sing the praises of the beauty of Revit topography, but this is pretty difficult. So if I pick that guy and I go to shape editing, it's not in shape editing. Sorry, you don't pick it. You just go to the, don't select anything, go to the massing and site. And if you go to model site, you can Toposolid smooth shading, right? And it'll tell you the limits of it. It's smooth when using shaded, consistent color textures. It's not gonna smooth those lines, the topo lines, but it won't display, when overridden or painted. But I'll just close that. And so it is a little, much nicer certainly to look at in the shaded view, right? So you can kind of see that guy sitting there. Okay, I think for right now, we're getting somewhere. The next bit and pieces will be a little bit more specific in terms of we're going to need to place some stairs and put in, carve out some of the topo surface.